Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
It's pretty incredible to watch him and obviously what he's going to be able to accomplish tonight. And pass your record. They're meant to be broken. Number one in the world.
Fires caught, and that should do it. There it is. He's now 4 yards in front of Drew Brees. Jones again to the outside. Jones to the end zone. Touchdown. Ellie Marpet leading the way. And then he goes to the scores. Tampa takes the lead. Under pressure. Gets away. Fires and finds the open man. That's Godwin. Joe, look out. Tryon Shoyinka, the rookie. Here comes pressure. Look out. He gets hit as he throws. And it's juggled and it's intercepted. Antoine Winfield.
The Bucs got back to their winning ways on Sunday night against the Patriots. This week they'll take on the Miami Dolphins team that is looking to break a 3-game losing streak and playing without their starting quarterback. Tom Brady's not looking past the Finns, though.
Horn change. Brissett pocket muddies. Throwing end zone. Was it caught? Yes. Touchdown. Myers is back in the game. And Jones is surveying, but he gets swallowed up at the 40-yard line. Shaq Barrett.
We good. We got it. I should have given him a little rocker. You was good, brother. Yo, got one. I went one-on-one with the other guy.
Ferdinand Wentz never had a chance. Emmanuel Ogba. Timeout on the other side when they get the ball. But this is for the lead, and it is just inside the left upright. So Flores electing to play a little bit cautiously here. What a punt! Pilardi.
Yeah. Let's go.
All right, guys, Bucs improved to 4-1 as they defeat the Miami Dolphins 45-17. It's NSPN. It's I Love St. Pete. I'm your host, Peter Blake, live here at Ducky Sports Lounge, 1719 West Kennedy Boulevard in Tampa. No doubt, right? I mean, it kind of got a little bit sketchy there, if you will. 24-17, Miami made it close, but the Bucs just pulled away on the strength of Tom Brady today. Goodness gracious, I thought this guy was washed up with his numbers. You look at it, 412 yards and 5 touchdowns, 30 for 41, 412 yards and 5 touchdowns. Of course, Antonio Brown getting in on the action, 2 touchdowns in that first half, and then Mike Evans putting the dagger into the Miami Dolphins. So we'll take your phone calls, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. Again, we're live here at Ducky Sports Lounge, so get in, call in. Let's go ahead and fire those cannons. Let's go ahead and do it again. Let's go ahead and give them a woo. Right there, absolutely. So definitely want to hear from you as an impressive effort. Again, going back to the first half, there was some questions about this defense. but this defense really got after it today. And you look at Jacoby Brissett, he was lucky to make it out of the game because he was hit so much. The Bucs hit him, even without Levante David, who did not return in the second half with an ankle injury. So Brissett overall, 27 for 39, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Wasn't it nice to see Jamel Dean with that interception? But he was battered all day long. 3 sacks by this Buccaneer defense. Bucs, no turnovers in this game. That snaps a streak by the Miami Dolphins because they've been known to cause those turnovers, which they didn't do today. And we talked about it. The Miami Dolphins have regressed to a certain degree on defense, especially with the running game. And that was the key today. Even though you got Brady doing what he did, if you don't have that running game and you look at it, Leonard Fournette today, just solid. Solid all-around game for Leonard Fournette. Rushing the ball, catching the ball, but it sets up those shots to go down the field. That's why you see those one-on-one coverages with Mike Evans. So let's go out to Christopher Cole here. I thought Miami had a defense. Not today, they didn't. Not today, not versus this explosive offense that continues to get it done and got it done today as they were leading 24-10 at halftime, and they kept on. And like I said, Miami made it close, made it 24-17, but after that, the Bucs pulled away. They pulled away big time with Mike Evans and his touchdowns. He is only 5 away from Mike Alstott's record, 71 touchdowns for the franchise. His 65th. Actually, I believe it's a 66 because he had 2 touchdowns when he hit 65th. So, guys, want to hear from you. What do you think? Bucs win. They go to 4-1, 45-17 over the Miami Dolphins. 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. You go back to the statistics here with not only Tom Brady with the 5 touchdowns for the year. Put this in perspective. 44-year-old quarterback Tom Brady, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Are you serious? The guy is playing at an MVP type of level right now. Going back to the running game, Leonard Fournette, 12 carries for 67 yards. Ronald Jones, 5 carries for 21 yards. He got in on the action. Giovanni Bernard. The story of the day was Antonio Brown. 7 catches for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans chipped in. 6 catches for 113. And Chris Godwin, 7 for 70. So an explosion today from their offense led by 44-year-old Tom Brady, who right now is playing like an MVP. He really is. Playing like an MVP. So let's see what we got here on I Love St. Pete. It was nice to see JPP back, was it not? Of course, seeing that pass rush get after it and batter Jacoby Brissett was the key to it. And my hat's off to Brissett because, Myles Gaskin, 10 catches for 74 yards, but pretty much everybody else on this Dolphins team was shut down. I mean, I get it. You had the broken coverage in the first half, but besides that, you really didn't have anything. Like I said, they got a touchdown to make it close, but then everything else after that was, pretty much all Bucs. It's nice to see Shaq Barrett. It's nice to see Vita Vea clean up on a Jacoby Brissett, who I'm surprised was not out of this game because it looked like he hurt his hand. He was limping all around the place, and this is what this team can do offensively, defensively, and special teams, putting it all together. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. A lot of things going on right now. It looks like the Cincinnati Bengals have just defeated the Green Bay Packers. Let me just look at this right now. Nope, excuse me. They missed the field goal. Oh, hold on. Let me just look here. It is no good. Wow. And this has been just an unbelievable game, back and forth with Green Bay and the Bengals. The Bengals tying it up with the 2-point conversion. Later on in the fourth quarter, missed 51-yarder by Mason Crosby, and now the Cincinnati Bengals, a kicker, just missed it. So the next score wins. Of course, giving the ball back to Aaron Rodgers. We'll see what Green Bay can do. It looks like New England beat Houston there. Let me go ahead and get some scores up. Let me go out to the comments here really quick. Bucs took my advice that they don't trash the Dolphins. They are a joke. Well, you know, you fans out there, you're really trying to give up on this team. I mean, they got 3 top corners out, and you guys are acting like the sky is falling. So, Packer fan over here right now. You want to get on the mic? No, you don't want to get on the mic? Oh, okay. All right. So,
Third generation Packer fan at that.
Very nice. She's a Packer fan. We've been playing I Don't Want to Work. The camera's right there, by the way. See, there you go. Nobody can see your face and see your hand right there, but she's been screaming all day long. That's what you get down here at Ducky Sports Lounge.
I also shared your cheese stick. Look at that.
Yes, she did share my cheesesteak. I appreciate that. I had to give that to you.
In Wisconsin words.
So we'll see what the Packers can do. It looks like the Saints have taken control of their game with the Washington football team, 33-22. As we got Jason Powers in the building, but he's still watching the game. I guess he kind of forgot that he was doing a broadcast. So I'm here with you, recapping this Bucs game. And again, going back to the statistics here, Brown, 7 catches for 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Evans, 6 catches for 113, 2 touchdowns. Big-time play, big-time dime thrown by Tom Brady. And I tell you right now, once again, going back to it, when you have that running game working, it provides that balance. That's why you see those deep shots down the field. And Brady was able to do that today with Mike Evans. So, and then Godwin, 7 catches for 70 yards. So overall, just looking at some of the comments here, call in if you have anything to say about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers going 4-1. 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Of course, the Bucs started out. I really think they set the tone early on in this game with the first drive. Brady 4 for 5, 58 yards on that first drive to make it 7-3. And we'll see what's going on here as the games are going on as we speak. All kinds of stuff going on right now. But 4 for 5, 58 yards for Brady. Of course, the early touchdown to Giovanni Bernard. I mean, you know when you're having a good day, when you throw for 5 touchdowns and you're able to bring in Blaine Gabbert and run Giovanni Bernard at the running back situation instead of having him be a pass catcher. Overall, though, the big play in the first half was a 63-yard touchdown that really made it tough for Miami. But Miami led early, 10-7, and then after that, there was no looking back for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, all right, let's look at some more comments here. Bucs fans need to chill, bro. They beat the Dolphins. Okay, well, they beat the Dolphins, but you would be the first guy that would come on the show and say, the Bucs didn't beat the Dolphins. They played down to the competition. So stop trolling today. Stop trolling. Stop trolling, honestly. Should we fire Todd Bowles, who keeps being inconsistent? No. Why would you fire Todd Bowles? Why would you even think of that? Why would I even entertain those thoughts from you, Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend? I mean, honestly, you're inconsistent. No, actually, you are consistent, sir. You are consistent. You are consistently negative when it comes to this Bucs defense. But coming into it, when you don't have Carlton Davis, when you don't have Sean Murphy-Bunting, who played well last year in the postseason, you forget. Selective amnesia, that's okay. You can have that. So let's go ahead and update the game. Looks like the Saints are taking care of business here. And we're still waiting for this. I'm listening to you right now. We're waiting for this Bengal game to get over with. We'll see if the Packers can win the game. But going back to it, having Jamel Dean have an interception in that second half was huge. Really put the game out of sight for the Bucs at that point. Really did. So overall, Bucs take care of business. They move to 4-1, and they face Philadelphia on Thursday Night Football. So we'll see what happens after that. Looking at the numbers once again with this team, in case you've been under a rock when it comes to Tom Brady, 30 for 41, 411, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, the guy is clearly an MVP of the league right now. Seriously. 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Getting it done. Offensive line. All right, let's go ahead and take one of our phone calls. Let's go out to Mr. Eric White. Eric, welcome to the NSPN Watch Party live here at Ducky's. Your thoughts on this game as the Bucs move to 4-1, defeating the Miami Dolphins 45-17. Go for it.
Hey, Peter, let's go, man. Let's go. Listen, I'm here. I'm getting some fan reactions. We've got a few interviews with some eccentric Bucs fans, some eccentric, I should say non-eccentric Dolphins fans. Actually, they won't even talk to me. But you know what? It doesn't matter. 45-17, the Bucs were firing when they need to fire. We started off slow. I think we could have ran a little bit more in the beginning, but all's well that ends well. A win is a win, and we are now 4-1.
Yeah, 4-1, and you're going into Philadelphia on Thursday night feeling good about your offense, and there's a possibility that you add to that offense, which, by the way, I still think they're definitely missing a Rob Gronkowski because you saw O.J. Howard when it came to pass blocking. Yeah, not very good.
Yeah.
A liability in pass blocking, yes. Absolutely.
And did you see, Peter, how did you feel about that? I think there were 3 plays in a row where it looked like we should have sacked Brissett, and somehow he scrambled out of it, and it was blowing my mind. But again, all's well that ends well, but it looks like we need to wrap up here.
Wrap up? Why do we need to wrap up for?
Right, on those plays, Brissett was able to scramble out.
I thought you. Oh, okay, yeah. Yo, they were not able to wrap him up, and that was the thing. I give him credit because in this game he was battered and bruised. And there was a couple times that Bucs could have had sacks there. It looked like Tryon had him early. I think Tryon did get him early because he held him to 0. But it looked like Shaq Barrett had him. JPP had him. So he was definitely a slippery player. And that's what we talked about with Brissett, which you had to account for on this defense, was his mobility and him being able to scale that pocket. He was able to do that in this game. But, boy, he paid a price for it. Not only did it look like he hurt his hand, his finger, but also it looked like he was limping the whole game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peter, I'm going to let you go here. I'm going to continue to get some fan reactions, and I'll be on my way to you here shortly, man. Let's go.
All right, man.
Peter,
let's go.
Thank you for everything you do, brother. Let's go, Bucs. 4-1. Let's go.
Let's go. Let me fire those cannons right there. Let me go ahead and give him a woo right there. All right, good stuff. As the Bucs move to 4-1, they defeat the Miami Dolphins 45-17. All right, let's go out to Atlas. Good win today. Time to get ready for the Eagles, who did us a favor today. It looks like the Eagles took care of business as they came back and beat the Carolina Panthers, which a lot of Bucs fans were concerned with after they made the move for Stephon Gilmore. Still runs through Tampa. I hate to tell you, you got Tom Brady, you got that offense, you're good to go. I get it. They've had injuries to that defense, and they had some breakdowns today. But overall, you have to be pretty satisfied, especially with the injuries of not having an Antoine Winfield, not having a Carlton Davis or Sean Murphy-Bunting. So good job by that back end today by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We look like Super Bowl champs against mediocre teams, but look like amateurs against the big boy teams. Let me go out to Blake Anthony. Blake, welcome to the NSPN Watch Party here live from Ducky's on NSPN. And, of course, I Love St. Pete after your Bucs beat the Miami Dolphins 45-17 to move to 4-1. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, that was around, wasn't it, 45-17?
Yeah, 45-17 Tampa Bay over the Miami Dolphins. And you watched some of the game. What were your thoughts of it?
Well, they did what I thought they were going to do. They tried to get the ball out of the football with that hands quickly. But that's only so it's going to go so far. I said, you barely took any shots downfield. You had under 5 attempts all game and stretching the defense out. And so pretty much you played everything underneath. You abandoned the run game and couldn't really establish yourself on offense enough to keep up with the high-powered Buccaneer offense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. And I think it was, that offensive line, they made changes this week coming into the game. We really didn't get a chance to talk about it. But we talked about how bad that offensive line was today. And once again, 3 sacks by this Buccaneer defense. And they most likely could have had more if, like what Eric White was saying, they could have wrapped up.
Oh, yeah, the double percent, as I told you in the pregame, very elusive. You can get out of the pack and get away.
Yep.
He should have been sacked several times. Some of those plays he was being sacked and was able to get the ball away. So kudos to him on that behalf, but that's just not good enough to keep up with that Buccaneer offense. And ensuing, that's what the story ended up doing.
Yeah, no, it was definitely important for this team to come out today, especially with their struggles that they had in New England, especially in the red zone. And you kind of felt like Tom Brady, with his comments this week, was a man on a mission. And we also talked about it. Look, this Dolphins defense has regressed, especially when it comes to, stopping the run. But, with Xavier Howard and Nick Needham and, Byron Jones, you would think that you would have, you'd be able to match up with these wide receivers, but that wasn't to be. I mean, when the Bucs spread them out, they went 3 or 4 wide. There was just no way that Miami could basically defend it.
Well, yeah, the Buccaneers made it quite obvious who they wanted to attack and what matched up on defense.
Yeah.
On big downs, they tried to get Chris Godwin, those guys matched up with number 40, and they really wanted to get Antonio Brown matched up with Xavier Howard, because Howard was pretty much dominating them all game.
Yeah.
Howard had several holding penalties on Antonio Brown that game, and Brown just had a big game. Almost had 3 touchdown passes.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Big time play by Mike Evans. I mean, you saw, I guess I thought I heard last year and maybe this year that, Tom Brady couldn't do it. Tom Brady's doing it. 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions to start the season. Clearly, he is the MVP of the league. And the way he's playing right now is just phenomenal, right, Blake Anthony?
Absolutely. I guess his arm isn't that wore out. He put the Bengay on that arm and it started working again.
Right.
Clearly, Tom Brady is the front runner, in my opinion, for league MVP at his age. And I don't expect things to stop for guys coming back healthy.
I couldn't hear what you said the last one.
I said I don't expect that to stop Tom Brady being the front runner for league MVP.
Right.
Especially with guys coming back healthy.
Right. Exactly. I mean, and this is an offense that didn't even have Gronkowski in it, and they're still able to, basically put the screws to a Miami team that, look, by all accounts, they have talent, but, not having a starting quarterback. I don't know what's happened with this defense, but they haven't been able to stop anybody. They did get a little pressure on Brady today, but not nearly enough. You saw the pocket. I mean, he had a pocket. He had an opportunity to run, pass, play action, roll out. I mean, there's just, when you give a quarterback like Tom Brady that much time, he's going to absolutely pick you apart, and he did today. And once again, that Miami defense had no answer for him at all. None.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom Brady's trying to show people why batting rating and speed should go up.
Right.
He's got 2 big scrambles week to week. So Tom Brady must be doing some extra workouts at home to try to get that speed up.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the non-obvious, the guys that start for the team. Giovanni Bernard came out, as I said in pregame, he would have an extended role, came out here, performed well, caught a passing TV touchdown, fairly easy early in the game. They tried to get the ball to O.J. Howard who plays. He made a couple of crucial catches on defense. Let's see how Levante David turns out. Looks like Kevin Mitchell is going to have to step in. We're not sure for how long. So a couple things to look at coming into Monday.
Yeah, and I tell you right now, you had to feel good for Antonio Brown. Longest reception he's had since 2018 with that 63-yard touchdown. What did you see on that play, and what did you see out of Mr. Brown today? Certainly looks like that guy is not washed up by any means. In fact, he's playing like he did 4 or 5 years ago. And update here, Green Bay wins over the Cincinnati Bengals in overtime, 25-22. Mason Crosby finally makes a field goal, so there you go. Go ahead and talk about Brown in that play, 63 yards.
Well, it was a similar play in the game that Brown should have scored on that same exact situation. The DB was able to trip up Brown's legs, and they tackled him. They went back to later on in the game, and they got the result that they wanted. They played off of Brown. Brown was able to get a free inside release, catch the pass, and turn upfield and put the burdens on. The DB on the far side didn't see Brown running past him.
Yeah.
Brown, like you said, was able to run past him. Now, it clearly shows that Brown has not played with a knee injury from last year to this year. Clearly, that knee surgery has definitely helped him out because, like you said earlier, he's definitely back to his old self.
Yeah, absolutely. As the Bucs improve to 4-1 as they defeat the Miami Dolphins 45-17. Jason Powers, the Power Man. You got Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49, Blake and Blake Sports. What's your thoughts of this game? Besides the obvious, Tom Brady, once again, just killing it. 4 touchdowns in this game to bring his total 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions at 44 years old. Completely amazing.
Devastating performance, offensive efficiency. They protected him. He was on fire. Give the guy again. I think I mentioned this last week. After all the New England pressure that's been building since training camp, I really thought after that New England game was in the rearview mirror that the Buccaneer offense was going to go this way because of just all the freedom. You released all the stress and anxiety of that New England game, and I think you saw that today.
Yeah, you absolutely saw that today, and there was a lot of pundits out there saying maybe the Bucs take Miami lightly, maybe they have a letdown, if you will. Maybe they come out flat, but they didn't do that
for a quarter. I mean, they weren't flat. Miami was in the game for a quarter. In that second quarter, they really just put on the gas, and it was lights out at halftime. I mean,
well, Blake, it was 24-17, where you kind of like, oh, here we go again. Bucs trying to blow this lead, or you felt good about what was going to happen with that offense because once again the Dolphins couldn't stop them defensively.
They got back closely down in the red zone because of Richard Sherman pass interference penalty that was in the end zone.
Right.
Really almost put the ball in the end zone. And then they scored on a nice play design. They caught the Bucs in the blitz. But then after that, when you're asking them to march 75 yards to drive, they just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
They just couldn't do it every time they got the ball field. As I said earlier, it only took under 5 chances to win the ball for other teams deep, and everything else is pretty much underneath.
Yeah, pretty much everything was underneath. We're all with Blake Anthony at Sports Talk 49. Also have Jason Powers on Sports Podcast. A lot of people criticizing the defense, giving up a lot of yards last week. Down. They have a busted coverage early on with Myles Gaskin. Gaskin, Preston Williams, but besides that, no running game once again, no big-time plays, everything kept in front of them. Grade out this defense, in your opinion, Blake Anthony, with all the injuries they had in that back end.
I give them a strong B- this game.
Okay.
They didn't do too bad. I mean, they clearly went into halftime and crashed that phase, but they needed to pass it up, lock down that Miami offense from the first half. Jamel Dean gets an interception off the tip pass. Richard Sherman should have had a few picks himself. So the DBs they're finding their way now with injuries. The guys are finding where they fit in. So Carlton Davis and Sean Murphy-Bunting get back. So they're slowly but surely figuring out where they fit in right now with that on their defense.
Yeah, and you mentioned Jamel Dean, having him back. I mean, that was a breath of fresh air. Deflection, interception right there, man on the spot. Was good to have him, and I think that was a big key to it because you have Jamel Dean back. And that's why I keep on telling a lot of Bucs fans when they're freaking out about this defense, you're eventually going to get Carlton Davis back. You're eventually going to get Sean Murphy-Bunting back. And on top of it, you're going to have Richard Sherman. And, of course, you're going to have Ross Cockrell. So your depth and your team overall is going to be even better. And, oh, by the way, guys, Carolina lost today to Philly. That's the next opponent for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Thursday Night Football.
Absolutely. And fans need to put things in perspective. 2 straight weeks, the defense only gave up, 17 points?
Yeah.
17 points in 2 straight weeks. That's good. You'll win usually win any NFL game if you hold the team to 17 points, as long as you score. If you're scoring almost 30 games. So, and then in this game, they absolutely dominated. Bucs had 33 first downs. Dolphins had 17. time of possession wasn't even close. The Bucs dominated with that.
Yeah.
So like over 22 minutes on offense, and the Dolphins had 13 total.
Yeah.
Total time of offense. So, I mean, they should have won this game. They won this game as they're supposed to. So they just take it in stride. No major injuries, barring what happens to Devontae Davis, and move on to next week against the division opponent.
There you go, against the Philadelphia Eagles. Good stuff, Blake Anthony. Get home safe. We'll see you later, all right?
All right, guys, rock out.
All right, absolutely. We will. We'll definitely rock out. Open phone line 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Live here from Ducky Sports Lounge. That's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Move to 4-1. They defeat the Miami Dolphins 45-17. Other thoughts in this game? Antonio Brown, just a superstar, right?
Again, when you have him when he's your third best wide receiver, that's such a mismatch for most defenses. There's not a defensive team in the league that can match up a third corner with Antonio Brown.
No, and, going into the game, you would think, look, the Miami Dolphins, it's Xavier Howard, Byron Jones,
right.
Nick Needham. Maybe they would have a chance to operate, but it also goes back to the front end, and that offensive line, give them credit, 2 sacks today, but for most of the day.
And ran the ball very well, too.
Right. Tom Brady could have had a picnic back there with all the time he had.
Yeah, the offensive line doesn't get enough credit here this last year and a half or so because they've really come together. Marpet, Jensen, we've all killed Donovan Smith over the years.
Right.
He's playing really well. Tristan Wirfs on the other side with Alex Kappa. Top 3-4 offensive lines in the NFL, no doubt about it.
Absolutely. O.J. Howard, not so good in pass.
Well, again,
you're
asking him to block defensive ends, though, too. That's a tough matchup for any tight end.
That's why you miss Gronk, and you hope you can get Gronk back for the Philly game. Once again, Bucs move to 4-1.
He won't play at Philly.
You don't think so?
No.
All right, we'll see. Thursday Night Football, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Let's go out to Paul Stewart, our buddy from overseas. Can't call in, but the British Bucs fans pretty happy right now. Bucs done. Time for the Rays. All eyes will be watching that Tampa Bay Rays team versus the Boston Red Sox as they fell to them the other night.
They started Game 3 about 30 minutes ago, so
Really?
4 o'clock.
We have an update on that
I
score?
do not have a score update. I'll get you one. Give me a second.
Oh, what do I pay you for?
You're right.
Other scores around the league, of course. New Orleans takes care of business. Surprised by that result. You have Green Bay winning in overtime.
The wildest last couple of minutes of regulation and overtime that I've seen in a long, long time. 4 missed kicks in the last 2 minutes of regulation and overtime.
Amazing.
2 by each guy. Mason Crosby had missed another kick. Mason Crosby, I think, missed 4 kicks today, and they still won.
Yeah. And a lot
McPherson hits the upright at the end of regulation. I mean, would have won it from 57.
Crosby hits it for 51 yards. Doink. Cody Parkey today doing doink things for the New Orleans Saints.
The Patriots come back and beat Houston late on a last-second field goal.
Mac Jones.
Kirk Cousins leads a game-winning drive when Detroit went for 2 to take the lead. They made it. They made the 2-point conversion. Cousins went down. Greg Joseph kicks a 52-yarder at the buzzer to beat the Lions.
And you think that the Lions, once they take the lead, they're going to win the game just like at Baltimore, just like against Baltimore. And they figure out a way to lose. That's a bad team, but they're playing hard right now. Let's continue on with these comments here. Why can't we play like this against the big boy teams? I don't know. Like the Rams, you lose 1 game whole season against the Rams.
I mean, come on. People.
I mean, you guys want a perfect season, perfect all the time, no missed tackles. That's not football. That's not real. That's not reality. And then on top of it, you compound it with all the injuries that you have on this team, offensively and defensively.
Live update from Boston. Tampa Bay 2, Boston 1, top of the second.
Who did the damage? Do we know?
Well, give me a second here.
And, of course, Drew Rasmussen pitching in that game.
Eovaldi and Brett Rasmussen. We have a Austin Meadows, 2-run bomb in the first.
Wow.
Schwarber hits a solo homer in the bottom half.
So we'll keep you abreast of that situation. And, hey, look, we may end the post-game show early here if we're not getting phone calls because I want to watch the Rays game.
Heck yeah, man.
I want to get home.
We got great 4 o'clock games. We
Yep.
got Cleveland
Yep.
in Chargers, 7-3 Chargers.
There you go.
Vegas up 3-0 on the Bears.
Oh, and look at Justin Fields take a kidney shot.
Yep.
Goodness gracious, and he looks like
He don't look like he's loving that one.
welcome to the NFL once again. Welcome to the NFL moment.
Giants just missed a field goal against the Cowboys after a turnover.
Shocker. Let's see here.
There were some great 1 o'clock games here at Ducky's. The place was erupting
I was.
at about 5 after 4 when all these missed kicks were happening.
I was using the PA system. I was trying to play Who Day because they're the Cincinnati Bengals fan over there.
Were you trying to get busy with one of the Green Bay fans?
No, not at all. I shared my cheese stick with her, and I played
With a young lady from Green Bay.
Right. Well, I was trying to make everybody happy here,
Yes.
play theme music, have the PA system, and, of course, when the Bucs scored, fire the cannons,
That's
as
it.
Gene Deckerhoff would say, and, of course, play some music and try to get people to scream.
Gene's voice has got to be tired today with all the screaming and touchdown Tampa Bay's and all the
Florida State yesterday with against North Carolina.
What were Brady's final passing numbers? 400?
Here's his final numbers here. It was 30 for 41, 412, 5 touchdowns.
I mean, come on, bro.
44 years old and doing what he's doing. And look at Justin Fields once again running for his life. This Raider defense could be real.
Tom Brady
is
the MVP through 5 weeks, no doubt
I mean,
about
somebody
it.
was saying Kyler Murray. I
Please,
don't,
bro, no,
I don't
bro,
see
no.
how anybody
Tom-
in their right mind
Tom effing Brady, MVP through 5
at
weeks.
44 years old.
Yes, no doubt about it.
Just slinging it all over the
Buccaneer
place.
fans, let's hear from you.
Yes, 727-255-0391. It's 727-255-0391. This is what you're hearing today right now with the Bucs fans.
And maybe all of our Buccaneer fans are in traffic on the way home from the game.
They can't see you, can't pull over, watch this.
They could call. They could be
Call
watching
in.
on their phone. You're right. Let's hear from you,
Seriously.
people.
Watching the best sports talk show in the Tampa Bay area with NSPN. I love St. Pete and the sports web. Way to go Buccaneers. Didn't doubt it at all. Let's go out to Antonio Brown, booming East Tampa, Liberty City. Third best wide receiver. Coca-Cola is a hell of a drug. Didn't say he's third best wide receiver. I don't think anybody did. But what he said was, because you don't listen.
He is our number 3 receiver in the formation.
Right.
And he might be the third best receiver in this offense.
Well, I mean, you look at the numbers today. To me, he was the best wide receiver on the field. But yeah, Mike
But here's
Evans.
the beautiful thing. Tom doesn't care. 1 week it's going to be Antonio.
Yeah.
The next week it's going to be Mike. The next week it's going to be Godwin. But they get it all every week. They all get some every week.
6 straight completions to 8 different.
Yeah.
8
Tom
different
doesn't care who gets the ball. One thing I do like about Antonio, you're not seeing any antics, any, hey, I'm not getting enough touches.
Yep.
Run your route. If you're open, Tom's going to hit you. That's what I love about this receiving core. You don't see any gyrations if a guy gets a bad throw or doesn't get the ball thrown to him.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of when you're going to get it. You're getting it, though.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely getting it. And, I thought the defense got after it today. And you could see Jacoby Brissett. And I kind of felt bad for him because the guy was trying to throw it all over the place. And he just
Bad
kept on
hamstring,
getting
too, and he had a
hit.
bad hamstring.
Bad hand. Looked like Josh Rosen. The greatness of Josh Rosen was going to come in. And then you see Brissett come back in. You see Vita Vea hit him. You saw JPP nearly sack him. I mean, the Bucs could have had more than the sacks they had today, the 3 sacks they had. It could have been 4, 5, 6 sacks if they just wrap and tackle at that point.
Hey, again, folks at home, it's not all about a sack. It's about the pressures.
Correct.
Not all sacks. Again, we all want sacks every down, but guess what? They get paid, too, to play offensive line.
Yes.
To block us.
Correct.
They lift weights, too.
Right.
They run, too.
Right.
They do all the things that we like, that our guys do.
Right. They get paid, too. Let's go ahead and go out to this guy. Peter, check on your buddy. I checked on him. He's fine. He just made a statement that you didn't like. I know you're not Antonio Brown. In fact, I think you're the same guy. I think you're Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend. That's who I think. And I think that I'll go ahead and just do this to you.
Shut up!
So what else did you see out of this game? We talked about the offense, talked about the defense. I mean,
More solid kicking out of suck up, no missed kicks.
you love to see that.
You know,
no missed kicks.
the efficiency in the red zone was back to where we want to see it.
All right, let's go on to the phone lines here. Let's get one of the best handicappers out there, one of the best professional handicappers out there, Mr. Harry the Greek. Welcome to NSPN Live here at Ducky Sports Lounge in Tampa. What do you have to say after the Bucs win over the Miami Dolphins 45-17? Go.
I think it was a really good game for a while there. It was kind of scary, don't you think?
Well,
Especially with the way Miami was playing.
Well, I tell you right now, 24-17, they had a lead early in the first quarter with the busted coverage. We talked about it, Myles Gaskin. You really don't know. And like I said, that third quarter, for some reason, Harry and Jason, that has been the Bucs' bugaboo, if you will. They let the team get back in it, but then after that, this Bucs offense takes off. A couple touchdowns to Mike Evans. You know, just
Fournette runs one in, 21-0 run.
Yes.
After it was 24-17.
And it's nice to see, Harry, you got to say this, it's nice to see that running game start to pick it up. They start to look a lot like that Bucs team in the second half last year.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, like we were talking and alluding to from before, they had to find their running game.
Yep.
You find their running game, and with the three horses that they have, if they want to use it, then they're going to be very successful. They can win a lot of football games this year regarding that. But when you do not utilize that running game, not so good. But my player of the game is Mr. Antonio Brown.
Sure.
What a baller.
Played great today.
The guy looks like he's just on another level right now. He looks like another number one wide receiver. And, oh, by the way, it's not like the Bucs need another number one wide receiver, but it's good to have. You have Godwin and Evans and now Brown in that slot, in that seam. And, you know, a 63-yard touchdown really took the air out of the sails for the Miami Dolphins in that first half.
Youngest guy to 900 catches.
Yep. Surpassing Marvin Harrison.
Question.
So amazing.
Deserves to go into the Hall of Fame. If he retired today, the man goes into
He
the Hall
is.
of
You're
Fame.
right.
He has better record. He has better numbers than Art Monk does and a handful of other wide receivers that are in the Hall of Fame today.
Yeah.
Now, if we're going to base it on his attitude and disposition, then he'll never get in.
He's going to the Hall of Fame.
That's not how they base it on.
Right.
So,
well, they base it.
Peter, I just wanted to say good game. I'm getting back to watching more football. Have yourself a great day. Go Bucs. We'll see you guys later.
All right, there you go. Harry the Greek right there, my friend right there. Let me go ahead and give him some theme music here. Hold on a sec. Let me see if this is – there we go. Hold on. All right, I had to do it. There you go.
The one area of concern you do have to have after today's game, Levante David ankle injury.
Yep, did not return to the game. You had Kevin Minter, but you barely noticed it because once again, you didn't give up really any big plays.
I know, but long term, you want to see what the severity of it is. He probably won't play Thursday with such a quick turnaround and it being an ankle issue.
Right.
So he's probably not playing Thursday. So hopefully it's just something sprain. I don't know, sprain. Hopefully it's not any kind of ligament damage.
Well, you look at that replay when it looks like another player and it
rolled up under him.
Yeah, rolled up under him. That could have been a knee. That could have been more serious than it was, and we don't know, again, the severity of it, but he did not return the second half. Not that he needed to, but look, he's one of your best linebackers, so you definitely need help there, and your defense already battered. Your offense already battered up with injuries. That injury has definitely hurt the Bucs. Injuries all year long for this team. Didn't necessarily do it last year, but this year it's catching up with them.
You don't ever go 2 years in a row injury-free like we were last year.
No.
The injury gods usually even it out over the course of a couple years. If you've gone injury-free 1 year, usually it catches up to you the next year.
And it has caught up to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Other scores around the league. What else?
Arizona just scored to go up 7-0. Okay. The Bears are driving to tie the Raiders. You have Cleveland just took a 10-7 lead over the Chargers.
Wow,
Baker Mayfield. And then you have the last game, you have the Cowboys. They were in the red zone the last time I looked, about to, I think, kick a field goal to go up on the Giants. So,
all right.
Good for – and obviously you got the big showdown tonight in Arrowhead, Buffalo and Kansas City tonight.
Who do you like in that game?
I know everybody loves Buffalo. They think Buffalo – but if the game's in Kansas City, give me Mahomes at home.
And I would take Mahomes, but at the end of the day, I think it's a shootout. And
high scoring.
I think Kansas City's defense.
They're bad. I agree. They're bad. They're
I-
not great.
I tell you, I took Buffalo in that.
Okay.
game. So we'll see. It's early yet, though. We'll see. But could Kansas City start off 2-3 and be okay? You would think so, but you definitely don't want to start out 2-3, and that's what Kansas City could be staring at tonight.
Yep. That's why I think there's a lot of more. I would say more pressure. The game's more important for Kansas City than it is Buffalo.
Yeah. All right, Raiders stopping the Bears there. Looks like
second and goal.
Second and goal, so now it'll be third and goal. Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend, AB is the number one wide receiver on this team.
No, he's not. Come on now.
I think he's one of the number one.
There's
wide
three
receivers.
number ones. We have three number ones,
You
but
got
he
three.
ain't the number one.
No, he's not.
Please, people, please.
I know.
I love you, people, but please.
I gotta say that.
If he was such a number one, if he was such a number one receiver, why did he come to the Buccaneers for a 1-year, $2.5 million contract?
But I tell you right now, he definitely works in this offense, and
Yes.
he gives Brady
Perfect fit in
another
this
weapon.
offense.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So how happy were you to see that running game take off today with Leonard Fournette?
That's all you got to do. You don't have to run for two. We're never going to go run for 200 yards.
No.
But you got to run for a good yard per average and be consistent to it. And they're doing that better and better every week.
Yeah, you look at Leonard Fournette again, 12 for 67.
Perfect.
And then
Jones
you have Ronald Jones, 5 for 21.
Yeah, so-
Giovanni Bernard, 4 for 20.
So you get over 100 yards rushing, a lot of attempts.
Right.
That's all you got to have, bro.
Balance.
If we run the ball 20 times every week, we're going to win 13 games,
You're gonna
13,
win.
14 games.
You're going to definitely win. When Brady's throwing 5 touchdowns and the completion
Yes.
percentage, 30 for 41, over 400 yards. Mike Evans, 2 touchdowns in this game. Quiet.
Beautiful throw down the sidelines to Evans for the first touchdown on the go route. I mean, just right on the money.
Yes. And by the way, Tom Brady's one of the top quarterbacks in the league to throw go routes. He loves those go routes. especially-
Everybody said he doesn't have the arm strength anymore. Can't throw the deep ball. Really?
I don't get it.
Really?
I honestly don't get it. I don't understand what people are looking at, what they're watching.
Please.
You give this guy a clean pocket like you gave him today, forget it.
He'll be at surgery at Tampa General for another surgery.
It was surgery. I mean, besides the broken stuff, the broken play or the busted coverage in the first half, the defense played well. They got after Jacoby Brissett. And then the offense, like he said, he was a surgeon today. Just
Surgeon.
finding all kinds of receivers, whether it was Brown, Godwin, Evans, Brait. We saw O.J. Howard there. Was that a touchdown?
Touchdown Bears.
Touchdown with Justin Fields. Imagine this. A mobile quarterback, and you do a naked boot.
On a boot.
There you go.
I believe, is that Cole Kmet?
I believe
It's a
it is
tight end.
Cole Kmet right there.
Looks
out
like
of
a
Notre
tight
Dame.
end.
Let's see. Is it Jimmy Graham or
No,
Cole
it's
Kmet?
neither of them. I think it's the third string tight end, actually. It's neither of them. It's whoever the number 3 tight end in Chicago is.
Well, I don't know who that is.
Some guy with long hair.
Boy, that's
Tight throw, too.
That's a tight throw to a tight window, but the player that made that 87 right there, he wants the ball more than the defender.
Yeah.
So not necessarily the best throw, but the guy
Well
went
done
for
by
it.
the receiver.
There you go. Exactly. All right. So let's see here. He hating on AB, bro. He's not. AB is Brady's favorite target. I think he's definitely one of Brady's favorite targets.
Touchdown, Los Angeles Chargers. Bombs away in L.A. Mike Williams from deep.
Love it. I got Mike Williams on my fantasy team. so
Herbert to Williams, deep.
love it. And that Cleveland Brown defense kind of getting exposed, especially in that back end, right? Good stuff
Yep.
there. So that could be a high-scoring affair.
It will be.
We talked about Levante David. I mean, overall, the line play. 3 sacks in this game.
Give him an A. Strip sack, Shaq Barrett, Sue. Give the defensive line an A.
How many running yards did 5 for 25 for Myles Gaskin? Preston Williams 1 for 7. I mean,
We give up
once
39
again-
yards rushing. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
Yeah, it's
Please.
It's ridiculous. And I don't understand why fans are so upset with this defense. I get it. They're not going to shut out teams. They're not going to be the 2002 Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're not the Ravens. We're not the 86 Bears.
Right.
85 Bears.
No, you're not the 85 Bears. You're not the 86 Bears either. Bears had a good defense in 86, didn't they?
Probably
Yeah.
86 too, I'm sure.
86, yeah. That's all right. I know what you were saying.
Bottom of the second, 2-1 Rays.
Rays. All right. What else did you see today? Who else stood out to you?
Pittsburgh. I told you Pittsburgh. It got a little dicey at the end there. Give Bridgewater credit. He brought Denver all the way back. and they had the ball down to the 5-yard line to potentially tie the game in the waning seconds. But Pittsburgh gets it done.
Did you pick New Orleans?
I thought – no, I did not. I thought Washington.
I thought Washington too, and there were some times there where I thought Washington was going to win the game.
They did.
Ill-advised throw.
Jameis threw 4 touchdowns, played very efficient. Didn't throw for a lot of yards, but was very just, again, doing what they need to do. But big injury with Taysom Hill.
Yep.
We'll see what the status is. Maybe all Jameis from now till the end here.
Well, here's the thing. In just a couple of weeks, the Bucs will face the Saints on Halloween.
Yeah. Here.
Yes. No, in New Orleans.
Oh, there.
Yes, in New Orleans. So, all right.
Tremendous double play turn by the Rays there on a 6-4-3. Nice play by the shortstop.
You're watching it right
Franco.
there.
I am.
I'm not even.
I'm giving the people what they want to hear. Live updates. Live updates, people.
Live.
Be here at Ducky's. That's why you're at Ducky's, because they got all the games on at Ducky's.
Yes, 727-255-0391 and 727-255-0391. Anthony Nelson getting some good pressure, not able to wrap. Once again, Brissett scaling the pocket. You saw Shaq a couple times. Of course, Shaq caused the fumble today. Former Miami Dolphin, Ndamukong Suh, recovered it as he looked like he was going to try to one-hand it, then finally jumped on it. So you know he was happy about it because he's a former Dolphin.
Yep.
So he definitely wanted to produce. But it was good to see that line today, and that was one of the things that we talked about with this team and this defensive line. They would have the opportunity to get after Brissett because they were in such flow.
Yes, and once Brissett was compromised with his hamstring, he wasn't moving around in the pocket, which makes him a sitting duck. And, you know, coming up Thursday, you got a completely different kind of quarterback. Mobile as hell, Jalen Hurts coming up Thursday night in Philadelphia.
What do you see with that team? Because you watched the Philadelphia Eagles today versus the Carolina Panthers. Slow day for Hurts, and then
the Panthers allowed the Eagles to hang around in that game. That game should have been 21-3 early, and Carolina could not separate. Sam Darnold did not play very good on offense. And
I told you.
Yep. I mean, he threw a couple bad interceptions. And that game, Philly should have lost that. That game should have been a double-digit win for Carolina based if you were watching that game.
Told you, fans, Carolina's not that good, and it goes back down to Sam Darnold, playing out of his mind. He's starting to come back to reality, and then on top of it, you don't want to turn over the ball, and you make those critical mistakes. You give the team that momentum right there. So
long pass from Baker Mayfield here in L.A. to Jones, Peoples-Jones.
Out of Michigan.
Yep. Long bomb. It's about a 50, 60-yard play here.
I mean, that's what Brady was doing all day long. It seemed like he was trying to do that.
It was about a 15-yard catch and a missed tackle, and the guy ran about another 20 behind that. So
What other things kind of concerned you or kind of stuck out in this game?
I don't think if we're looking too nitpicky at this game,
I didn't see much of anything.
I mean,
let's
all be happy. Let's say this is not a game to be nitpicking.
I agree. 45-17, Tampa Bay improves to 4-1. They will play the Philadelphia Eagles on Thursday Night Football live on Fox and I believe also on the NFL Network. So we'll be live here. Jason Powers, Blake Anthony will be back. We'll have our full complement of staff today. Let's go out to Antonio Brown. If Evans and Godwin are so good, why did Tom call me? Because Antonio Brown, the Bucs had injuries last year to their wide receivers, and they needed another weapon.
And who says you can't have 3 good wide receivers?
Why not? And Tyler Johnson got in on the act. Blaine Gabbert was in throwing some passes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you know you're having a great day. When Blaine Gabbert comes in as a backup quarterback, you know you're having a good day.
Because Antonio, you were begging Tom Brady to call you.
Right.
That's why because you're begging for Tom to want you to come to Tampa. Because if he didn't want you to come to Tampa, you wouldn't be in Tampa.
No, you wouldn't be in Tampa. You probably wouldn't be in the NFL. To tell you the truth, I feel like if Antonio Brown is not somewhere other than Tampa, I'm not sure if he's so successful.
No.
I just don't. I see what Brown has done over the years, but the last couple of years when he was with the Raiders and the Patriots, the off-the-field stuff, now you don't hear it. Because of Tom Brady and the accountability factor in that locker room. Let's go back out to Antonio Brown because I'm better than them. Okay. I know you're not Antonio Brown. Again, I believe that is Troy Polamalu, King Troy, Trojan legend, playing games once again. Mike Evans here, only 5 touchdowns behind Mike Allstott for the franchise record of 71.
And that'll be gone in about 10 weeks, 7-8 weeks. That'll be gone.
Tremendous career already. But this guy, and
Hall of Famer. We'll go to the Hall of Fame.
Does he get 1,000 yards again?
Of course he does.
Seems like he does, right? What happened?
We got an error on Boston. Man on first for the Rays, top of the third.
All right, so top of the third, Tampa Bay beating the Boston Red Sox 2-1 there. We'll keep you updated in that game as we're hopefully not showing the game illegally here. Looking at the game right now.
Derek Carr with a nice 30-yard reception.
Looked like an interception, I thought.
Saquon Barkley on a cart, getting carted off in Dallas.
Oh, that is bad news.
That is not
That's
good.
bad news for my fantasy football team. And
he doesn't look very happy right there.
That's bad news for the New York Giants, of course, getting Saquon back, putting up some big-time numbers last week. But that's your whole heart and soul of your offense at this point. It looks like he's could miss some significant time, especially being on the card.
Yeah.
We'll keep you up to date on that situation. Chris Godwin, very quiet day, but 7 catches for 70 yards. I mean, all right, let's go out to Ed here. Ed, welcome to NSPN's Watch Party live here at Ducky's as the Bucs move to 4-1. What did you see today, buddy? Welcome.
I saw a great game. I mean, they got a blowout.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a blowout in a while. It seems like it's been a long time.
Right. Right. Against a Dolphin team that by all accounts was still in the game in the third quarter, but once again the Bucs kept the pedal to the metal, and Tom Brady just amazing with this offense, throwing the ball all over the place.
Yeah, with the defense beat up, they can't let up.
Yeah.
They just can't let up. They got to keep the pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's got to go.
Agree.
The defense gets better. Yeah.
Agree.
So what happened to my theme song?
Oh well, you didn't give me one. So
I did. I texted you. I texted you. I said Metallica 1.
Oh, that's right, Metallica 1. All right. Well, I will work on getting that now, Jason Powers. Everybody that comes on this show gets a theme music, so we give them theme music now.
You don't have to give me theme music.
I'll give you theme music. So what else did you see out of this game, Ed?
I saw a tremendous pass rush, which we haven't seen.
Right.
I mean, granted, it's against the Dolphins.
Sure.
You get the schedule. I see the only game that really scares me is Carolina and Saints.
Well, Carolina, you got two of the last 3 weeks. You got to meet them. So you still got New Orleans coming up. You got Philly. You got Chicago. So I believe you got Philly, Chicago.
I think Philly and Chicago, those are wins.
We'll see. Chicago gave them everything they could handle, and having Justin Fields is, not going to be a picnic. But, of course, this defense hopefully will be getting healthier. You feel good about this defense, Ed? You were kind of a little bit worried last week against New England. You feel a little bit better about it?
They look better today.
Okay.
It's against the Dolphins. We don't want to get too excited.
Well, you play who you play, all right? So enough with it's the Dolphins. I get it. It's the Dolphins, but you play who you play, right? So you played New England last week, and they weren't a superstar either.
You have to win that you're supposed to win. You got to
Sure.
win the game that you're supposed to win.
Sure.
And this is the game that we're supposed to win. We won.
Sure.
Man, I wish you could see my view, man. I'm looking at this lighthouse. I'm out here at Daytona Beach.
Nice.
I'm in Lighthouse Park, and there's a lighthouse out here.
Nice, very nice. Well, we're out here at Ducky's. We're looking at all these live TVs, all this football going on, and then you have baseball in the back. So I think we're going to
I had to go to a sports bar on Daytona Beach in order to watch the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely got to get out here again. Thanks a lot for coming out last week, Ed. Anything else?
I had a great time.
Good stuff. Good. What else, bud?
It's great. People should definitely, you go out there and check that place out. I didn't even know it existed until you told me that.
Yep, we're right here by the little basketball courts and right by the bowling alley. So we may be up front next week, but right now we're kind of happy with the spot that we got. We got the 3 TVs in the back, and of course you can always get on camera. You know this.
Big stop by the Chicago defense, 4th down
Looks
against
like
the Vegas.
Looks like it. And of course the big story this week was
What's going on with the Vegas game, actually?
7-3 Chicago.
7-3 Chicago. Justin Fields throws a touchdown to the tight end there. Looks like the 3rd-string tight end, but makes a play there. And the controversy this week with
John Gruden with some loose lips that sink ships.
Yeah, not too good. Not too good, even though it was about, 11 years? But
It'd be
again,
interesting to see how that plays out.
Yep, and then Urban Meyer today. Congratulations, Jacksonville. You do not have a win. I don't think it was the distraction, but I don't think the distraction helped them this week. What else, Ed? What else did you see this week?
Vegas to win this game.
You picked Vegas to win? Okay, why'd you pick Vegas?
Yeah, I picked Vegas to win that game.
All right, well, it's still
Me
early,
too.
but Chicago is winning 7-3. Good stuff, Ed. Let me go ahead and fire those cannons for you right there. Appreciate the time, as always, my friend. There we go. So Ed calls in. He has something to say about the Chicago game. Of course, Chicago right now facing Las Vegas. They have been a big-time story, of course, kind of down to earth, if you will, after the loss to the Chargers on Monday night, but still a potent offense overall. But going back to the John Gruden stuff, I mean, is that something that the NFL, is that something that the Raiders should be worried about? Do you think he's going to face any discipline?
Well, it sounds like he made some disparaging comments about Goodell too in another email. He was talking about DeMaurice Smith in one instance, and then apparently he lit up Roger Goodell. I didn't see what he said exactly, but they said it was some negative comments about Mr. Goodell.
Well, it's not a surprise because John Gruden's been known to be somewhat two-faced. Just saying.
Right.
And I think his players would say the same thing when he coached here in Tampa, namely Akita McCardell and some other guys. Maybe even a Keyshawn Johnson wouldn't have necessarily a lot of great things to say about him. So what else? And then we'll go ahead and wrap it up because I know we want to watch this Rays game against Boston.
It's all I got. Great win for the Buccaneers. The kind of win we needed.
Yeah.
A comfortable, dominating win on both sides of the ball. Other than Levante David's injury issue, I think we're feeling very good going into Thursday night. Again, these next 3-4 weeks, you got Philly, you got Chicago, you got New Orleans coming up.
Yeah.
You got an opportunity here to really make some hay the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, and absolutely. Tom Brady playing at an MVP type of level, 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions,
Yes.
5 touchdowns a day, 412 yards. I mean, he is the catalyst of this team, still playing at a high level.
Yep.
And if he can continue to do that, this team goes as far as we know with Tom Brady, but especially when this defense is also getting after it. All 3 phases of the game, you can't hate it.
The Bucs are going to score 28 to 30 points virtually every week
They
this
miss
year.
a 60-yard field goal.
Right.
They have a blown coverage, but besides that, really not a lot to work on. Great win by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Absolutely. For Jason Powers on Sports Podcast and No Quarter Given podcast on the BucsPower.com podcast network. I'm your host, Peter Blake. Bucs move to 4-1 as they defeat the Miami Dolphins 45-17. We'll be back here live on NSPN, Next Gen Sports Media, where media evolves, and of course, I love St. Pete. Guys, Victory Monday tomorrow. Bucs are 4-1. Have a great night and go Rays.
Go Rays, baby.
Hey, Stan Arthur here for the I Love St. Pete Facebook group. If you're a business owner looking to connect with tens of thousands of potential new local customers, you owe it to yourself to get enrolled in our Key Tag Rewards program. Since 2019, we've signed up more than 200 local merchants. Sponsor opportunities are available too, such as our group banner ad and even your own custom key tags. Just go to stpetekeytag.com, get enrolled, and get ready to get busy. stpetekeytag.com.
It's been incredible to watch him and obviously what he's going to be able to accomplish tonight. And pass your record. They're meant to be broken.
You're number one in the world.
Fires caught, and that should do it. There it is. He's now 4 yards in front of Drew Brees. Jones again to the outside. Jones to the end zone. Touchdown. Ellie Marpet leading the way. And then he goes to the scores. Tampa takes the lead. Under pressure. Gets away. Fires and finds the open man. That's Godwin. 12. Joe, look out. Tryon Shoyinka, the rookie. Here comes pressure. Look out. He gets hit as he throws. And it's juggled and it's intercepted. Antoine Winfield.
got back to their winning ways on Sunday night against the Patriots. This week, they'll take on the Miami Dolphins team that is looking to break a 3-game losing streak and playing without their starting quarterback. Tom Brady's not looking past the Finns, though.
Point change, Brissett pocket muddies, throwing end zone. Was it caught? Yes! Touchdown!
Running back, Myers is back in the game. And Jones is surveying, but he gets swallowed up at the 40-yard line. Shaq Barrett.
We good. We got it. I should have given him a little rocker. You was good, brother. Your guy was rough. I went one-on-one with the other guy.
Third and Wentz never had a chance. Emmanuel Ogba.
Timeout on the other side when they get the ball. But this is for the lead, and it is just inside the left upright.
So Flores electing to play a little bit cautiously here. What a punt! Hilarity.
Yeah. Let's go.